Okay, so we're back.
Yep.
Yay.
You found out the cost of an iron
Wow,
chest.
you might have done, you might not.
Yeah. Well,
Found out what it should cost, not what Scott's
Yeah.
gonna.
I'm not talking about
Prices.
this. Well, see, I'm not bothered with that because I do know one day I will be the DM again.
Prices for metal vary. There's been an influx of steel crates delivered.
Good thing this is iron, my friend.
Oh, that puts the price down. Sorry.
Did I say iron? I meant diamond.
You guys camp up for the evening, staying pretty close
Your
to
camp.
pretty close to the wagon.
Yeah.
Fairly uneventful night. You managed to drift off to sleep. The road is fairly busy, and you are sleeping beside it, so you do get ongoing sort of traffic. Is anyone staying up watching, or are you?
Well, I only have to trance, so I can
Okay.
technically.
yeah,
keep
just
watch
he just
while-
kind of meditates.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that mean your passive perception is ongoing?
Yes, which is 13.
Yeah, and I was already been asleep for 2 hours, so I've only got another 6 hours before I wake up.
Been asleep for days,
So as you
Yeah.
cuddling
approach
his iron
the
chest.
position, yes, if you approach the position to get into your trance, you look down and you see Cain cuddling the chest, the iron chest.
We're spooning.
The
Chest
night
is the-
goes.
Chest is the big spoon.
Night goes through fairly uneventful. Every once in a while, you're woken up by a wagon or people sort of passing through, but it's it's fairly reduced in terms of people don't tend to travel at night. But the morning comes round. 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. You guys start to wake up.
Grab a brush, put a little makeup.
Roll a performance. No.
You wanted to.
Crit fail.
Your hair is a mess.
Oh, hey, it's not my fault. I never brushed it down. See what Serge has to say about that. I did all right.
It looks all right for considering.
Yeah. Not bad.
You do
I know,
your
I
best
was
to
thinking
polish
just
your.
now.
You do your best to get yourself ready in your plate arm. Oh, hold on. In the dented lid of the steel chest. You look presentable, considering you've been on the road for a few days and you've been fighting off giant spiders, and you have passed out once. The rest of you come to. I guess you get back on your wagon and start the remainder of your journey towards the city. Do you?
That we do.
Yep.
Okay. So as you head out, you see a sign. Israel, where it's you're approaching, and as you're getting closer and closer to the city and the signpost, you start seeing increased amount of traffic sort of heading out from the city. You cross over a river which has a stone bridge, quite a fast flowing river, and it's at that point you start to see in the distance the city walls, the white marble city walls of Israel in there.
Now, when we pass over the bridge, do we have to pay the troll toll?
To get into the boys' hall.
Exactly.
What kind of campaign do you think this is?
Everybody thinks it's a song by Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Everybody roll initiative. No. As you carry on heading up, there's a number of sort of fields. There's a few roads leading off. There's, as you see signposts, you see that there's a number of towns dotted around the capital, as you would imagine. There's lots of smaller towns in and around the surrounding area, with signposts leading off to those. Israel is in the northwest part of Tehran. It's fairly sort of compact. It's right in the center of the top sort of corner of the continent, but surrounding it are a number of smaller towns. As you approach, you see a number of sort of a bustling, busy town scene as you begin to approach the gates. There's a number of town guards, all wearing armor. Cain looks on jealousy. There's
They all have their own chests.
There's lots of races. You see all sorts of
White people.
all sorts of people. Working together. There's just a fairly busy,
nice.
bustling town. As you approach the gates, a large half-orc steps forward, shouts, "Old!" putting his hand up in front of you as you bring the wagon towards him.
I speed up the horse. No, we.
Okay, so he looks at you. He's like, "First time in Israel."
I
like
No
to
wa-
imagine this is the guy from Wizard of Oz that's watching the door. You know, it, like slides the thing open.
Yeah.
There's no wagons and horses in Israel unless you've got permission from the council. Do you have permission?
yes.
Okay, can I see the papers, please?
Cain. I think you had the
Abel?
papers.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just sitting in the back. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about.
No, we don't. We don't.
This guy is doing human trafficking. He brought me here against my will.
Okay. At that point, he puts his
Scott.
hand.
Scott, I'm gonna show him my scroll of pedigree
Okay.
and be like, "Is this enough?"
What is a scroll of pedigree?
Because I have a noble background.
Oh,
So it
Oh,
basically
yeah,
says
yeah,
I'm not
yeah. I
shit.
forgot about that.
Oh, shit.
He is going to take a look at it.
Pulling out the big guns.
Yo.
Jesus.
He
Still
takes
got
a-
our
he
rest
takes-
25.
He does. He had put his hand on his sword as Cain had mentioned the human trafficking. He then takes he then takes the scroll off you and he looks at it. And he looks up and down. And he looks at you and he looks bad at it. You get the feeling that he might not be able to read. So he tells you to stay there and he wanders off to his colleagues. As you look around, you now notice that there's a number of guards. We're talking maybe 20 or so guards around this main gate. Inside the city, you can see numbers of sort of streets heading off in various directions, stone buildings. There's just a hustle and bustle about the town. As you look sort of straight down the main sort of road into the city, in the background you can see the keep of Israel, a big, large white marble building. As this fella comes back over to you, he goes, "This isn't a permission from the council to allow the horse in. Sorry," and he hands it back to you. What's your business here in Israel?
We need to
We got
talk
what kind
to.
Yeah.
Who's the guy we gotta talk to?
We gotta make friends with the big demon underground. So why would they put an illiterate guy on paper duty? That's like having a freaking blind traffic cop.
Maybe the certificate thing has like a symbol that he knows
You
the
need to
symbol.
see the names to know it's not. You can just make something up. We'll just go and steal one from somebody. We're going through.
Well, who are you here to see?
They're
Roll
the ones
a
in charge, obviously.
roll a. I guess
We're here to actually see the council because we need to talk to them about the Crimson Lotus.
Hmm.
As you say Crimson Lotus, you notice his hand
Yeah.
tighten on his sword.
Correct. They've been causing us some trouble, and we ran into a group of people that took out a group, and we need to talk to your councilman at once. We think that there might be some demonic activity afoot.
Okay, roll me a. What are you doing? You're.
Persuading him?
Yeah.
That's the word. I could only think of
Yeah.
perception, and I realized it wasn't that.
You
That
were
is,
close.
that is 18 plus 2.
Okay.
Nice.
You watch as his hand lightens on his grip, lightens on his sword. He's like, okay, you can put your awesome wagon over there, and then we'll take you to the lieutenant.
I'll proceed to park the wagon and horse over where he pointed.
Okay. As you
I tell him I need a team of men to carry my chest.
I put on the
No,
emergency brake.
I'll just leave it there.
okay,
If somebody takes it, it's their problem.
so you leave the wagon. You leave the steel chest in the wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys walking away?
I clicked the little alarmy thing on
The key fob.
Yeah.
Okay, as you go to step away, 25, this little child pulls on the back of your armor. He's like, "Oi, mister, that'll be 2 gold."
It's a spider. Oh.
I will.
Does 25 have 2 gold?
I do have 2. I'll toss him 2 gold.
Okay. He puts it in his pocket.
And
Why
runs
did you
off.
give that child 2 gold?
He said it was 2 gold to park there.
The guard told you could already. A kid just walked up and
At that point, you see the child walking off or running off in the distance down into the city.
I shoot him with a crossbow. Not really. I don't do that.
Do you even have a crossbow, or is it in the
do.
chest?
I have a short bow. I've got a light crossbow. I got
You didn't leave that in the chest?
another light crossbow.
He has all the bows.
Yeah, I got like everything.
Nice.
So, like I said, Cain is literally wearing a skirt
Yeah,
of weapons.
The Iron Throne.
Yeah.
26 shards. It's great.
And they all came in really handy because he just uses the giant axe.
Yeah. Does the most damage.
Well, I tried to get a longsword, but he brought the prices up. A great sword, or whatever it
It's
was.
weird how that happens. I don't know if I brought the prices up or other than they were the prices.
Well, then you brought my money down.
Something occurred.
Yep.
So as you walk back over, the half orc leads you off towards a large stone building. It's built into the side of the city wall. You get the feeling this must be some kind of barracks. As you go in, there's a group of guards in. You can hear them talking, chatting, and you can hear sort of banter between them. He leads you to the left, and he knocks on a door. There's a voice. Enter. This half orc opens the door and gestures for you guys to enter. As you do, sitting behind the desk is a human. His armor is pristine. It's absolutely sort of polished. You can see yourself in the reflection as you walk into the room. His hair is absolutely perfect.
I would recognize that armor made from a chest anywhere.
The half orc goes. These people have got some information about the Crimson Lotus. And he gestures for you to sit down. The man behind the
Yeah, apparently they're at my house.
behind the desk. They've got loads of dogs.
I'll be back. I'm going to see who's ringing my doorbell.
Sure.
Okay. I take it you guys sit down. There's only 3 chairs, so I take it you guys sit down. I'm presuming Cain is happy to lean on the wall.
He's gonna lean and mope anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah. Why not?
So as you guys sit down, this middle-aged man, or slightly younger, he clearly looks after himself. He goes, "My name is Lieutenant Dalras Armando. Horgob tells me you have some information about the Crimson Lotus."
Yes.
Okay.
And I go on to explain him the story of how we exited the cave and the group of mercenaries killed the Crimson Lotus that had kidnapped us, and then tell him the plot of resurrecting the demon and also the assassination attempt.
Okay. What do you tell him about the assassination attempt?
That there was one. We didn't get the date, did we? Or like around the time.
Roll me what would it be? Would it be an insight or history for you to try and rack your mind to remember what you read or heard?
It'd probably be, because it's not something he learned about. It's something, if he experienced it, it'd be insight. But if it was something that he just learned about, it'd be history.
You can choose. You can choose either of those two.
I'd almost even say a wisdom save.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do insight
Okay.
because I have a higher bonus than that.
Well done.
That'd be a 9.
Okay, you know that there's a banquet happening. It was 3 weeks when you left Ardington, and it's taken you a week to travel. So in the next couple of weeks, you know that there is a banquet happening in the city.
I tell him, yeah, it's during a big banquet that you guys are having soon.
Solstice.
Oh. The council gathering, you mean?
Yes, yeah, that.
Okay. And who is the target of this assassination?
Can you remember that?
Nope. I was too busy brooding as I leaned against his wall with my arms crossed.
Funny that I'm the only one that wrote it down, and my character's the only one who doesn't know.
Who wasn't there?
Yeah.
I mentioned this like 6 times.
Seems legit.
You did. Yep.
I mentioned this like
Seems
6 times
legit.
in the lead up to every single thing we've done.
Yep.
Knowing well that no one was writing it down.
Correct.
Armando's like, okay.
I mean, I know he's a higher up, like real high up. Maybe not. I think it's like lead council member.
Was it Datos Eldon?
Nope.
Okay. I mean, I'll pass this information on to the captain, but I don't know how much use it will be. Do you know what the assassin looks like? Do you know the assassin's name? Do you know anything anything else? Okay. Thanks very much.
But yeah, I
So you
can't write
mentioned-
anything down. My intelligence and history and everything are all 0, so it'd be weird if all of a sudden I started remembering everything.
So what did you tell him about the Crimson Lotus?
So basically, we walked in and said something's gonna happen at some point.
Something might occur because reasons?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Trying to resurrect a demon, very big and powerful demon.
Okay, what was his name?
The demon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started with an
Yeah.
O. Is that right?
It was Atriox, king of the
No.
witch people.
At that point, his pristine look starts to look a little deflated as he looks around the room and just sees you like sort of trying to convey some information to him, but doing a terrible job.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not making this very easy for me.
You're doing great, Ignis. Keep it up.
Yeah.
And that's only one half of the reason we're here.
Roll me another insight.
Well, that's one half the reason I'm here.
The other half is I'm concerned by the amount of giant spiders that try and challenge me to boxing matches.
Oh, that's
you
great.
crit failed.
Yep.
He's like, okay, Crimson Lotus. So you ran into some mercenaries who told you about the deal that the city's been setting up with them.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that something you'd be interested in?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for every bit of insignia that's brought back to us, we pay 10 gold.
Right.
The Crimson Lotus, their reports of their movements, their numbers seem to be swelling. They seem well organized. They seem motivated, but we don't know what this motivation is. You telling us about a demon doesn't mean anything to me. Maybe the captain will.
It will if they summon
know.
him.
Yeah, that. I think his name begins with an O. That.
He looks up into the distance. He's
Yeah.
Like,
Oh. It,
Oh,
I keep
it's
thinking-
magic.
Optrician, the
Yeah.
Doctrinator.
I keep thinking Oryx, but I don't know if that's right.
Or
I think we should just keep making up characters and saying they're attacking.
that means nothing to me. Maybe the captain will be able to help with this.
Lutger, the body mutilator.
Okay, so normally with these things, when we get reports of activity, we'll let you know as to where it is.
Durax, the Impaler.
We'll send you out to hopefully deal with the Lotus. Do you have somewhere you're going to be staying?
We just arrived in
Yeah,
town.
we just arrived.
Okay. So there's a few places that offer lodgings. Obviously, it's a big city. There's lots. The ones we tend to recommend are the Ravishing Shrew. That's in the east part of the city. It's quite upmarket. It's for the nobles amongst you. We've got the Fermenting Barrel.
Sounds like a disease.
We've got the Giddy Pickle.
Sounds like a disease.
Which also has the brewery allocated to it. And we have the Black Beholder.
I'm not even going to comment on that one.
And he gives you sort of directions to all of them. He asks you to let him know where you're staying, so they can come and find you if they have any more information. Especially once he's spoken to the captain. So in case the captain has any more questions about the assassination, and be able to probe any more information about that or the demon. He says he'll take the information to the captain.
Yep.
And if you can let him know where you'll be staying, he'll come and.
Which is the cheapest?
The cheapest is the Black Beholder, but that's the cheapest for a reason.
Is that like the slums?
It's,
or
if the Ravishing Shrew is where the nobles go,
right?
Think the complete opposite.
So it's the underground. It's not even the slums.
It's not. We recommend it because it's cheap.
But would you say
you can find us in our wagon?
Well, would you say the Black Beholder is in the red light district?
Would you say it's so bad that they'd pay us to stay there? Preferably in plate mail.
He looks you up and down. He's like, it's not that bad. The Israelware doesn't have a red light district.
Right.
What's a light? No.
all of those activities are licensed at establishments that are above board.
Right. So where would be the closest one to the cheapest place besides the Black Beholder?
He scratches his head.
What's the second cheapest?
I think they're looking for the middle ground here.
Yeah, middle ground.
No, we want cheap. We don't want middle ground. Middle ground still means cost.
We want slightly below
we already
middle.
know which one the cheap one is.
Yeah, he's like, if it was me, I'd be suggesting the Giddy Pickle or the Fermenting Barrel. Both have nice ale.
How much does it cost to stay here in these barracks?
You can't stay here unless you join the Sea Guard.
I pretty much am. We're going hunting for. Oh, okay.
Like,
do I get the armor if I join the city guard?
You'd have to obviously pass a few tests.
I'm interested.
Okay. Tell me where you're staying, and I'll make sure we get you the appropriate form. As for the
barracks.
red light district, I don't frequent those establishments, so I can't really offer you too much help. The only one I've heard of is Jacinta's House of Pleasure.
Right, you got my interest.
Fermented pickle it is.
Oh, that's the other one. No. Okay. So you realize that one was called the Fermenting Barrel, the other was called the Giddy Pickle. So you're going to neither of those.
Correct.
Okay.
Because I already told him I'm sleeping in the wagon.
Okay.
Is Yeah, I ask him.
I just walk out. I walk to the
place,
guinea
yeah.
pig.
I follow Sarya.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely need to get back into character.
Yep.
Okay. So he's giving you directions to most of these places. As you leave the town watch, just before you go, he goes, so you don't know anything about the appearance of these assassins or assassin?
No, sorry, we seem to have lost that information on our way here.
Do you know who paid for him? Who set him up?
I kind of look over at Ignis. Waiting for him to say something. Or blame him, whichever happens first. But no, I look over at Ignis.
You lot are the best stroke worst.
We are great.
At that point, he just shakes
I'm trying to keep my character as much into the character I made.
At that point, he shakes his head and just closes the door. Let me know where you're staying and enjoy your time in Israel. As he slams the door behind him.
I don't think we should tell him where we're staying.
His hair was perfect when you walked in, and you can see that he started to pull down his face a little bit.
True. I mean, not really too surprised. The one who was giving him the information was literally a fiend talking about resurrection of a demon and assassination attempt.
He makes a valid point.
Yeah, you sense that maybe they'll be keeping an eye on you based on your first impression.
That's why we're not telling them where we're sleeping.
Well, they kind of know where I'll be.
Yeah, he'll be at the Horde Inn.
Yep.
Which is, I assume, how people would pronounce my name in Spanish.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Hold on. The Horde Inn. Well, I think Ignis has his own mission.
Yeah.
I'm, of course, going to an armorer, even though I know in my mind what's going to happen. My character wouldn't, so he's going to an armorer.
Okay.
See the prices of things.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
Excuse me.
Going to the Giddy Pickle, I guess.
The pickle place.
Okay, so you guys head off to the Giddy Pickle. Do you tell these two where you're going, or?
Yeah, I assume we'd say.
Okay, so you head off to the north of the town. It's quite a way into the city, but as you approach it, you see this wooden building. To the left of it is sort of like looks a bit like a warehouse, but you can, as you get close, you've been walking through the streets. Some of them smell a bit dodgy. As you get closer, you can start to smell the brewing of ale, and you guys head off towards that. Ignis, what are you doing?
Going to the pleasure house.
Okay, so you head off to the the rough directions you've been given towards the west of the town. And as you follow the directions as best you can, you start to approach, and there's this large red brick building with an iron wrought fence in front of it. Standing outside is a large burly man in some
dudes,
some fairly noble attire. It looks, as you look up at it, you see in the windows, you see sort of silk red curtains. What are you doing?
And slowly make my way in.
Okay. If you approach the gate, the guy looks down at you. It's like, have you been here before?
Nope, first time in the city.
Okay. You need a shirt if you're going to come in here.
That sounds counterproductive.
Doesn't my leather count as a shirt?
Have you put it on?
Yeah, I'm wearing leather armor.
Okay. The last thing I remember, you were walking around shirtless.
No, that was before I got leather armor.
Okay. So you need a shirt. 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 Okay. So you need a all your weapons you're gonna have to leave inside in the safe box. We'll have no trouble in here, mate.
Sure.
Okay, and he
I know how
opens
these
the
things
door.
work.
He opens the door. As you walk in, there's a tiled room with large steel crates dotted around it. There's a quite a large female in there. She points at a chest and tells you to put your stuff in there.
Right, I do. Do these chests look like the same one that Cain has?
They're quite similar, yeah. Maybe not quite as large. I mean, they're still large enough to hold weapons and items,
Right.
but
That's right, strippers. Mine's larger.
and more cavernous.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna what's the lady doing? Is she just like taking my weapons?
She's asking you to put your weapons in the chest.
Yep.
Okay.
How many chests? How many chests are in the room?
There's a number. There's some smaller sort of
Just one pair.
pigeonhole type things on the side, but there's maybe 15, 20 chests sort of around the room.
All right. I was gonna ask her if she wanted one more, but I guess they probably have plenty.
They look like they've got enough, and these chests are pristine. You know, the one thing you noticed about this looks like quite a regal building.
Right.
You know, the outside looked good. You know, the guard outside was in pretty formal attire, and as you've walked in here, this place is sort of tiled floor, and you know, looks pretty well kept.
All right. Yeah, I empty out my weapons.
Okay, so she puts the weapons on the side. She starts patting you down.
Yep.
Okay, she doesn't find any more weapons because you've put them all in the chest. I take it.
Yep.
Okay.
She finds a club in his pants.
That'll be 20 gold to enter.
Sure thing, my dear.
Okay. As you say, my dear, she kind of glares at you a little bit. And I take it you hand over your gold?
I do.
Okay, as she opens the door to let you in, the room just opens up. It's really plush furniture. It's really busy in here. There's females walking around in sort of evening wear and gowns. There's men in like proper formal attire. They seem to be sitting
their stripper
down.
outfit? Oh.
They seem to be sitting down, eating. They're drinking. There's sort of females sitting beside males. They're laughing and joking. There's some card games going on in the back. To the left is a long bar with a couple of females serving behind it. But it's a proper regal establishment.
Ah, home sweet home.
Cain,
How I've missed you.
Cain, what are you doing?
I went to an armorer.
Okay. So you didn't get any directions to an armorer, right?
No, I was just wandering around till I found
wandering
one.
around. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're wandering around for a bit. It doesn't take you too long. I mean, the town, instead of being set up of sort of a commerce region and so on and so forth, it's kind of just a mix and match of various things. There's houses, there's the odd stall, there's shops, there's a bit of everything thrown into as you're walking. Eventually, you come across a blacksmith outside, and there's a sign that says Galvin's Blacksmiths.
Okay, I walk up to it and I ask him how much his heavy armor is.
Heavy armor? What kind, mate?
What kind do you make, Galvin?
We've got half plate, breastplate, scale mail, and in the heavy, we've got ring mail, chain mail, splint, plate. What do you need?
How much is splint?
That'll be 400 gold.
Of course it will.
Double.
Yeah.
Although everything here is pristine, so I imagine everything's going to be super expensive.
How much is chainmail?
That'll be 400 gold. No, that'll be 150 gold.
Figured as much.
Yep.
Have a great day, Steve, and I leave.
Okay. So do you want to keep wandering around? Do you?
No, he's pretty much convinced that this town's just a giant ripoff. So then I go back to try and find where the rest of the crew is.
So you
I
head
almost
off in
I almost passed it up because I'm looking for a place called the Rotten Sausage before I remember the name when I see the sign.
You head into the same place just for a different entrance to where Ignis is.
That would be
You,
hilarious.
That would
What,
be
the
great.
other side of the building's called the
Yeah.
Rotten Sausage?
You head off back towards the directions you were given for the Giddy Pickle.
Yeah.
As you two arrive at the Giddy Pickle, smell of beer brewing is overwhelming as you walk in. It's thankfully it's at the stage where it smells like beer rather than like the vinegary process that happens before that. And it's you know, it smells sweet. It smells almost, you can taste it on the tip of your tongue as you walk in. As you look to the back of the bar, there's a gnome standing behind the bar, or standing on the bar, polishing the wood.
See him?
She's standing on the bar. There's an array of sort of barrels, kegs behind the counter, all stamped with a pickle. There's a large number of people in here as well. It seems popular.
Okay.
Yeah, walk up to the bar and see about getting rooms for the night, or a room for the night. Or
She's like, hello, my dear. What can I get you for?
Then he'd glare at them for saying dear.
no, we've come to seek lodging.
Okay. How many of you is there? How many rooms do you want?
Well, it depends on the price of the rooms. There's 4 of us.
They're only 2 gold each.
I will have my own room, please.
Okay.
I'll have a room as well.
Okay. Do you want any more? Or is that it?
The
We've
other
got
2 will
plenty.
be along.
Yeah, we've got plenty. So she hands over 2 keys. She's like, "Can I get you any food or drink?"
I'll have your finest beer. It smells like you make some damn good beer.
Oh, we do, love. What's your tipple? What do you fancy?
Maybe a dark bitter ale.
Okay. So she looks up and down. She wanders along the bar towards where sort of there's little ladders stepped up towards each one. She wanders over. She gets a tankard. She fills up with this really dark ale, almost sort of stout in color, and she brings it back over, slams it down. So that'll be a gold, please.
Sure thing.
I thought you were another broody character, Jesse.
What?
I thought you were another broody character. You're like getting really happy here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got beer.
Yeah.
That's how you fight the brood.
Yeah.
This, you do notice as you're doing this gnome has got a really big smile on her face, just literally constantly throughout the whole thing. And what can I get you, my love?
Whatever you would recommend.
Okay. So she looks round and she goes down underneath the counter. And you hear her filling up a glass. She brings it back up and she slams it on the counter.
Australia.
Like, that'll be on the house, love.
Oh, thank you.
My pleasure. Go and grab a table, and if you want any food, just give me a shout.
We will.
This place is busy. There's no music or anything going on. There's just a lot of people in here, especially for sort of midday-ish. You know, there's a few people eating, but there just seems to be people drinking in here. It's it's quite a busy place. As you look at the bar, around the back of the bar, you see some stairs heading up and round, which is sort of where she pointed for the accommodation. And then to the left, you see a door heading down, which you can only assume is into the warehouse area of the sort of brewery type location that you saw before.
So how close am I to the place?
You're approaching. You sort of walked in an opposite direction, and now you're wandering back. Ignis, as you walk in,
Scott and Kyle are about to have some fun role play in a minute.
Yeah, they are.
As you walk
Zip.
in, I throw up.
Jed is vomiting somewhere.
As you walk in, standing behind the counter is a man.
Jed falls a
in a hat.
disturbance.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Han Solo at the cantina.
Yes.
Jed shot
He's even
first.
doing like this deal.
So as you walk in, there's loads of people around. There's a bar over to the left. There's a couple of waitresses behind the bar. What do you do?
Starts jacking off right there in the middle of the room.
So right now I'm just like more or less like a big open dining hall.
Sorry,
what you would say?
I've just read my notes and it says the ladies appear to be wearing evening gowns, not the lingerie. Anyway, yes, it's almost like a sort of a, I guess, like
slumber party.
Yeah, pretty much. It's very similar to where you grew up,
right?
But it's just far more fancy.
Right.
Are there other incubi wandering about?
Not that you can see. It looks very, there's lots of races, but doesn't appear to be any incubi that you can see around.
I assume that's what plural is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Incubuses sounds just weird.
Yeah, you'd have to just say incubus at most. Other incubus.
Yeah. I'll go over to a table, sit down, kind of.
Okay. So you head over to a table. Yeah, as you head over to the table, you sit down. There's lots of men and sort of females sitting together. There's groups of men and women sort of sitting together, all laughing, chatting. Roll me some perception.
All right.
Roll for penetration.
Okay. As you look
20.
Around, as you look around, you don't see any of the stuff that you would have seen in the area that you grew up. You don't see any nudity. You don't see any kind of sexual activity going on. It's just people sort of sitting around chatting and having a laugh. As you as you sit down and look over at the bar, one of the females behind the bar comes over. She's a half elf, wearing sort of like an evening gown. She walks over and she's like, "What can I get you?"
I'll take an ale.
Okay. House or do you want something more upmarket?
I'll take the house for now.
Okay, so she wanders off. You see her pour the beer out. As you look over to your right, you see in the distance a beautiful female. She's human. She's about 5'5". She's wearing this red gown, cleavage on show. You see these blue eyes that sort of meet your eyes. As she does, she smiles. The beer comes back over the waitress like, "That'll be 15 gold, please."
Sure, I give her 15.
Okay, so she takes the gold and she wanders off. She's like, "If you need anything else, just let me know." Wanders off behind the bar, goes back to talking to her other female. At that point,
a house beer. Holy shit!
At that point, the other female that you spotted is now literally standing beside you. She's like, "Can I join you?" And she says it. She says it. Her hand sort of brushes over your shoulder.
It's a dude. I'm calling it now.
Sure, be my guest.
Okay. And so she sits down and she starts some small talk. She's like, "Where are you from? What's your name?"
My name is Ignis.
Oh, that's an unusual name.
But, well, I'm from a unusual place.
Oh, really? I like your wings. So she brushes her hand down them.
Thank you.
So, what are you doing in Israel? Where?
Uncomfortable.
Why? I'm just watching it happen.
I meant because of the erection I've got.
Yeah, anyway, why? Yeah. I've got one too.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. What are you in Israel where for?
Bit of adventuring, but kind of liking it here.
Oh, you like what you see, do you?
Yeah, I like this place. I like you.
Okay, my name's Amanda.
Yeah, because she's a man.
Amanda.
She like pulls as you look around the room. She pulls your chin towards her, so she's making eye contact with you, and she's like, "Is there anything else you want?" Wink.
Subtle as a sledgehammer.
Yeah, Scott just wants to get this over with.
I am enjoying this. I can't wait for round 2.
Well, luckily for you, Kyle's going to be classy now, and he's going to turn it into a full 20-minute date.
Everybody go get
Okay.
popcorn.
Yep.
I'm putting my whole experience of visiting like 2 strip clubs into this. This is exactly how it played out.
Yeah, they walked and talked to you.
Yeah.
Lady gets straight to the point.
I've never been to
Like that.
So I don't know.
So, I'm guessing there's
Depends on plenty
more
in depth,
private
not-
areas upstairs, or
Yeah. So what if you want to spend the night, you have to go and speak to Yuri out through the back, and he'll give you the room key, and I'll meet you there. Just tell him that you want to see Amanda.
sure, I will do that. But it's I mean, I just got this ale. You wanna share? We can.
Yeah,
Talk-
she pulls
talk
it
for a
as you're
bit.
talking. She pulls it out of your hand. She sort of drinks a fair amount of it, more than you were expecting this slight female to drink.
Right.
As she pulls it away, there's a like, sly grin on her face.
Mhm.
And she puts it back down on the table.
All right, yeah, I'll chug the rest, and then
Okay.
as I'm getting up to leave, I'll give her a little peck on the lips. Say, "I'll see you soon, sweetheart."
She's like, okay. So, you head out. Head out through the back. As you get to the back, you sort of, as you look at this room, there's staircases that go up and round sort of the back of the room. Underneath that staircase is a
Two people.
basically a passage passageway. There's a passageway down to the left, and then there's a doorway leading into essentially an office. So you wander following her directions into that office. As you get in there, there's a gnome standing on a desk behind a counter. There's iron bars that reach up from this counter to the ceiling. He's standing behind it. You wander in. He's like, "What can I get you for?"
Yes, I'd like I just met with Amanda and like to have a room with her.
Amanda. Good choice. That'll be 600 gold, please, for the night.
Damn, it's a bit out of my price range.
Ignis immediately gets a job and spends the next 4 sessions.
What, you can't stretch to 600?
No, but how about a deal?
He's like, "Hold on a second," and he
And he pulls out a
grabs
golden violin.
he grabs a book and he starts looking down. He's like,
Fiddle.
"Well, I mean, we've got Tina, but I mean, she's going to be busy for the next hour or so, you know. But then
Right.
she'll be free. I mean, she's not quite up to Amanda's caliber, but you know."
Right. How much is Tina? Just wondering for a reference.
I love the idea of somebody like talking to a stripper the whole time, going in the back to try and pick her up, and then leave with a different chick.
350 gold.
I just like the idea that he's like wading through the bargain bin, like to try and find us.
One that's cheap enough.
Uh-huh.
I just want to spend time with a lady.
Yep.
As he says 350 gold, he senses that these maybe still a little bit steep for you.
I wish the freaking armorers would do this for me when I was like,
He's like, "Oh, okay. You could go out. You could go out the back room. You know, we've got some girls down there. They're a bit cheaper."
That's known as the
Yeah.
what was it? The something sausage.
yeah, the rotten sausage. I think.
Yeah.
Rotten sausage.
Yeah.
That's our sister club.
I'll keep that to consideration, but have a possibly slight offer for you.
Okay, hit me with it.
Or are you looking for
Don't say that.
any more help at the moment? My past life, I actually worked in an establishment quite like this. It wasn't as nice. This is beyond imaginable.
I love how these are the moments that Kyle's the best at improv acting, is being in a strip club.
Weirdly, I don't like it. He looks you up and down.
I mean, I as I was glancing through, I did tell you guys have quite an assortment of what customers were like, but didn't see you didn't have any
Good with my
Incubi.
hands, good with my map.
No,
Could be a fair catch. I mean,
we don't get many around here, and to be honest, we don't get many female clientele. You know, there's a few male clientele that are into that sort of thing. Is that kind of thing you're looking for? Would you be willing to head down that road?
I think they'll be the ones heading down.
That'll be even more fun for Scott to RP.
Would you be willing to take that path?
You give me a night with Amanda, and I'm all yours.
I'm not sure we can make it work that way. It'd probably need to, you know, earn the credit before you
Pay the debit? Oh.
Yeah.
In other words, you got to take a night in the mud before you get showered with.
And honestly, we
He doesn't want to get showered by her. That's disgusting, Jesse.
I'm surprised that they let you in.
Who wants
Normally,
to
we
shower
ask
her?
for a dress code. You know.
Oh, well, I mean, they asked me for a shirt, but apparently leather armor counts as a
normally
shirt.
Normally we don't let. You must have. I don't know. Normally we don't let it in here. I mean, look around.
Yeah. I did see, but you know, with wings, shirts kind of aren't that comfortable.
Yeah, it's unusual. I mean, we've got a dress code, but
true.
You know, you're in.
I mean,
you're in out. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
we don't necessarily need work. You know, I mean, it depends what you're willing to do and what your skill set is, really.
Well, I mean, like I said, skill set worked in establishment quite like this, so know the ins and outs. You know, when you come in, put your weapons away, except for, you know, that important one.
Get your weapon out, you fool.
Phrasing.
So much phrasing in like a single freaking sentence.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Oh my god, you guys.
Unsheath your weapon. Place it in the box.
Yep.
Well, he's got to make the money first.
You know, we haven't really got the clientele for it, to be honest. You know, what else can you do?
I said what?
Can boss? I can clean. I mean, I pretty much more or less did everything in my old job.
Places.
Yeah. Can reach those chandeliers, give them good cleaning up top.
A good waxing.
Oh. Yeah.
At that point, a large man walks in, bald, little goatee beard, kind of walks past you, takes out a bag of gold, puts it on the table. He's like, I'm going to take Amanda and Vanessa, please. Gnome holds his hand up to you, starts counting the coins. He hands over a room key, and off he goes.
Should see if he's interested in a foursome. Come on, 3 people now.
Is that, look, mate, I haven't really got any work for. Maybe if you come back, you know, later, then if you're staying long, we might have something for you. But right now, we haven't really got anything. You know, if it's companionship you need, and you can't afford these prices, head down the corridor there. I'm sure you'll find someone who suits your needs.
Possibly, but I mean, I did. Well, when I first.
That Amanda, she grows on you, eh?
Yeah. I mean, yes, but when I first started my first started my adventure after I left my home, I missed it. It grows on you, and coming.
Now that's the fermented pickle talk.
Visited some small towns. They were nice and everything. And then when my adventure led me here, I was excited that this town had a establishment of Well,
Ill repute.
just say, reminds me of home, and I miss my home and don't really want to leave it again.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I love that he's got a captivating tale for a strip joint. a strip joint that doubles over as a brothel. Oh, maybe I guess it wasn't that captivating.
Well, I guess gonna be a 9. Gonna be possibly the lowest. I know.
Yeah.
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 So hoping that would have been an 18. Yeah, 9.
It's like, yeah, I miss my home as well. Can I get you anything else, or have we done it?
And he offers to sleep with you instead.
Pay you 5 gold.
Say, how about trial run? Not within the girls, but no help clean up at night.
Again,
He like jerked off on his desk.
I don't really need it. Like if you come back and ask
Try
again,
and
we
run
might
without
have
the
something. But
girls.
right now, we haven't really. And if you come back, dress up a bit.
Like Kim Kardashian.
Sure.
If you come back.
Okay.
It's a comeback story if I ever heard one.
Well, at this point, you're arriving. Same story as these two. You walk down the road. You start to see the white smoke billowing out of the top of the giddy pickle. You can smell the brewing process.
That was the name. I thought it was the
you
rusty
approach the door.
scarecrow.
Interestingly, when you get there, you link the pickle on the sign outside to the one on the mini cask of ale that you've got.
Oh. Okay. So I go in.
Okay. So as you enter, same scene. These guys are sitting down at a table, having a beer. Small gnome standing on the bar, smiles at you as you walk in. It's a crowd of people, but there's sort of a pathway towards the door from the bar. Gives a little wave.
I nod my head slightly.
She smiles wider.
That's as far as I go with my engagement in terms of meeting her.
She goes, "QE, what can I get ya?"
I'm not quite sure what you called me, but I need a room.
Okay, that'll be 4 gold. No, that'll be 2 gold, please.
Yeah, I give her the 2 gold.
Okay, she takes out a key and hands it over. Do you want any beer?
No, thank you. I believe I've already found some of yours. It must have been misplaced, and I show her the.
Oh, she looks at it. She's like, "Oh, that one's a vintage." She looks at it. She looks up and down. She's a little surprised to see it, from what you can tell.
I wait for her response.
It's one of ours. Here you go. Here's a glass. Be my guest.
I'll just drink from the bottle, thank you.
It's a keg.
I'll drink from the keg, thanks.
Okay, well, take the tankard if you want it, but just make yourself at home.
Well, at this point, I'm too prideful.
If you want any food, let me know. There's a table over here that's empty if you want to sit down.
I'm going to sit with my compatriots, and I kind of.
Oh, okay, you're all together.
I wouldn't go that far, but yes.
Okay. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
If you need anything, just ask for me. My name's Jacinda.
I won't remember that, but thank you.
Okay. Well, not a problem. Have a seat.
I try and grin, but give up, and I walk over and sit with 25. And
as you walk off, she goes, "Bye."
I do. I even try and pronounce it right. I just say I do.
Okay. You guys sit down together. What's happening?
Yeah. So I kind of mentioned to Sarya that we have an Incubus in our party that's constantly trying to get with every woman we meet, but he hasn't tried to make a move on her. And I question why that is, and then suggest maybe she's ugly. No, I don't go that far, but I do question why that is, because I'm trying to make small talk, but Where my charisma is actually surprisingly high. I don't like social situations, but I'm trying my best.
I think he failed to watch me hit on her when he first met.
Yeah. What's her response going to be? Well,
Yeah.
well, he has tried. I think. He's not my type.
A sex fiend? Fair enough.
Yeah. Not really kind of what I'm into.
Which Ignis got right away.
She was like, yep, that's nice. Nope.
Yep.
No, but I don't think my character actually saw when that happened, so.
Pretty sure he did, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe I thought it was just you two whenever that happened.
Nope.
No, I think it was like when we were all stood at the bar getting introduced.
Yeah.
For like 20 solid minutes of Ignis trying and Sarya being like, maybe if I just ignore it, it'll go away.
And it has.
Cain wasn't. Yeah. Cain wasn't paying attention.
No, that's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was too busy brooding.
Yeah.
Much brood.
Oh yeah, that is what happened. Remember, I was on the other side of the place because I didn't want to sit with the group.
All right. Well,
Anything else, or is that your whole topic of conversation?
I acknowledge the fact that 25 gave me that potion, or not the potion, but the healing stuff to bring me back. Slightly peeved about it due to the fact that that was one of my chances for redemption. But at the same time, I'm not going to actually take that out on him. So instead, I've kind of give him a gradual thank you.
Don't mention it. I know, for the record, it wasn't a potion, it was a spell.
Yeah, that's what I said, or magic, or because yeah.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Well, we needed you.
Appreciated.
Find whatever you went off to look for?
No, just another cheapskate. It's as if the gods are actually just trying to condemn me further and further for my misdeeds.
Why? What happened?
Armor costs an F-ton. No.
Well, that's just how it is everywhere.
What if one of us went to go buy the armor?
It'd probably be on sale.
Scott laughs. He's like, "Yeah, it's totally true. Totally
Unless
true."
you gave it to me, then it would also be off-brand and somehow shatter the second I put it on.
So what we do is you should give the pretty lady your money and have her buy you your armor.
I kind of look around the place.
Cain has no concept of pretty.
Yeah, I mean, my character's I would pretty much say almost asexual in terms of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a job for you at Jacinda's House of Pleasure if you want it.
I'd say not bisexual or even pansexual, but considering the types of things that live in this world, you need to be a lot more than that.
Yeah.
And a spider person walks in.
In this world, pansexual is actually someone who's into pans.
Yeah.
And chest sexual is banging away on your wagon.
If anything, it's getting a free polishing.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Ignis. So as the fellow walks out with his room key, you hear some giggling as you see the legs of two females and a male head up the stairs from your angle. As you look out of the room, what are you doing?
Looking up the dress.
Yeah.
By this point, you sense that Yuri is getting a bit annoyed. He's like, "Look, can I get you anything? Like, if you can't afford these girls, there's some out back. If not, come back when you got some more money."
I feel like they're like cows.
Just like thrown into a dumpster.
Maybe you should have tried to pull off the old foursome. Like I said,
like, yeah, I'll be back. Can I leave?
Okay. He nods. Okay. So as you walk out, you walk back the way you came. Sitting at the table is Amanda. She smiles at you as you walk out. She goes to stand up from her chair.
Would have been lovely to have a night with you, but somebody beat me to it.
Okay. Well, come back, and she kind of brushes your chin as she walks off.
Man, I would have tried the whole. He said we could use it outside.
Okay, so you head out. The large female who was in the weapons room, she's like, "Well, that was quick."
Yeah, don't worry, I'll be back.
I usually last shorter. Oh.
Okay. You open the chest. Your weapons are still in there. You get them out, so to speak. You put them on. The door opens. You head out.
All right. Gonna go find a blacksmith.
Okay.
And get plate mail for 2 gold.
So you, as you walk past, you you were pretty much in the same location as Cain. At that point in time, it looks like Galvin's pretty much packing up. You can see that the embers are dying in the furnace. It's it's getting quite late in the afternoon, evening. You're sort of packing up bits and pieces. All right, what can I get you?
How much would you take for a iron chest or steel chest?
Iron or steel?
It seems to change.
Yeah, it does.
You think it's steel? You're not
steel.
100% sure. You think it's steel?
Pretty sure it's heavy. You can melt it down. You can make something out of it. That's for sure. It's pretty big.
Is it?
I showed it to him. You said it's like 3 by 2.
Yeah, it's about 3 foot by 2 foot.
Yeah.
What kind of conditions is it in?
I mean, it's not in pristine like this city is, but it's decent.
As you say that, he kind of chuckles to himself. He's like, "Not all of the city's pristine, mate."
True.
As he walked out of a whorehouse.
Yeah.
A pristine whorehouse.
Yeah.
You said they got ladies out back too, so.
He's like, "Look,
Half of the whorehouse is pristine.
Yeah.
I need to see it.
The front half.
25, 30 gold, maybe."
All right. I'll see you're packing up, right?
Yeah. We'll be open again in the morning.
How about I'll help you pack up, then we can go take a look at it and can talk about prices.
How about you bring it back in the morning?
All right.
Super. You know where I am. Just bring it in.
Yep.
All right. At that point, he's sort of hanging up his tools, and he's kind of ushering you out of the door.
Right.
Well, if I'd known Usher was the blacksmith, I would have stayed a bit longer.
He puts up his collar.
Sing us a song! Sing us a song!
He puts up his collar and dances out of the doorway. Okay. What are you guys doing at the bar? Are you still kind of having an awkward conversation, or are you?
I mean, I was
Are you
making
sitting in
conversation.
silence
They
now?
don't
Yeah.
seem to be trying.
I was trying. I asked about your day.
Did you?
I did. I asked how you got on with the armor thing, and you were just like,
Sorry, I must not have been paying attention.
"Shit sucks." No, I assume there's awkward conversation between even more awkward silences.
Yeah.
Because
agree.
I'm with the 2 broody characters, and I'm just like, I don't know what to. I don't know what to do.
So kind of as afternoon turns into
My etiquette is failing me.
as afternoon turns into evening, it hasn't quieted down in this bar. It's been busy pretty much throughout the day. As you sort of sit down and you're chilling. Is there anything else anyone wants to do now? You got a place to stay, or are you quite happy?
Can I cast Identify on the sun, moon, cloud, lightning bolt things I found?
Yeah, you can.
That's the spell that lets me know if it's magical in any way, shape, or form, or if they were made with magic.
How much does it tell you in terms of? Does it tell you exactly what they do, or is it a?
Hold on.
I'm pretty sure it tells you
I
a
will
lot
find
about
you
the
the
item.
exact description. I'll find you the exact description.
Thank you.
It makes the DM sell plate mail for cheap.
It does. Strangely, I don't know.
The
what
weird
that
side effect of the spell.
was.
Yeah.
That's its other use.
If it's a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to
I
use
linked it to Scott so I didn't have to read it out and he could have it.
Well, that doesn't help our viewers out there.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Well, they can go to last episode, which they should have already watched, where I did read it out.
Some people don't do it that way.
I'm just gonna go watch last episode. Hold on, I'll be back.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah, we don't even remember anything from last episode. Why would we expect them to? You can't condemn viewers. They're actually watching us.
I'm sure the viewers have Google.
Yeah.
So do you. That's why you're supposed to read it.
We don't know they have the internet, all right?
Okay, so
Besides, I don't.
Yep.
If I open it, this crashes.
Well, you have the internet. Your internet just sucks.
It's a good point. You pour out the bag of items there as you sort of place your hand on them and cast the spell. You learn a bit of information about these. You learn that they are the symbols of Atana, the god of weather.
Find out their lucky charms.
When the command word is spoken, a small concentrated spell of the weather effect in question occurs over a 20 by 20 square. Once used, the wood block reverts back to a normal wooden block with no power.
Use them all at once.
Yeah.
The world implodes.
Yeah, right.
So long, Triverm.
Can I make a roll to see if I would by chance know what the word is?
Yeah, why not?
The bird.
Constantinople.
I mean, I assume it's the bird because the bird is the word. But
Exactly.
It's weird that the word is the bird.
what do you want me to roll? Like history or
Yeah,
arcana?
Arcana, I would say.
Okay.
Spider come.
12.
Okay.
That's the word, Jesse.
It's a good word.
One word.
What do you think their web is?
Yeah.
You get the feeling that these would be based on celestial translations without knowing necessarily what they would be. But
Okay.
you know, from sort of your arcana, you get the feeling that by saying the word that relates to it whilst holding the block would potentially trigger the magic incantation in them. But you just need to know what the celestial word is for the block in your possession.
Couldn't have been dwarvish. I at least know that.
Guys
But
doing anything
cool.
else or?
I mean, I speak celestial if that has anything to do with it. You know, I was kind of an angel at one point.
Oh yeah, that would actually be really helpful.
That might be helpful.
It's actually my primary language. I learned Common after.
While this is happening, Ignis walks into the bar.
No.
Dejected.
No. Never come back.
The gnome is. Are you still wandering around? Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'm gonna.
Someone who looks a bit like him walks in, then you realise they look nothing like him.
Oh, Ignis. Oh.
Okay. So I'm guessing Cain gives you the translation of sunshine, rain, whatever else that were there.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I'll ask him and then I'll write them all down.
Yep.
Okay.
And I, of course, help.
Ooh.
Guys doing anything else?
No, that's it.
At this point, Galvin walks into the bar.
Oh God!
Walks up to the counter, orders a beer. Kind of doesn't really notice you. Walks over to the other side of the bar and sits down, having a sip. Guys doing anything else?
Yeah, I'll actually go up to the bar and buy a round for everyone.
Okay.
For the not everyone in the bar, the 3 of us.
She's like, have you got any plate armor you could trade for this? She's like, okay, same again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Just you and the lady. Okay. 3 gold.
I hand it over, and I'm officially out of money.
She nods. Do you want any food or anything? You staying in here for the rest of the evening, or?
No food, thank you. But we have rooms.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were heading out or about. So what brings you here?
Little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Oh, I see. Secret, is it?
Just adventuring.
Oh. Speak to me in the morning. I might have something that you can maybe do for us. Are you planning on staying long, or are you?
I'm not sure. Feed the chickens. No. That we're not sure of. But while we stay in town, we will stay here.
Okay.
Or I will.
Okay. Well, remind me in the morning. I don't really want to talk about it right now.
Understandable.
In the morning, we can talk about it.
Will do.
If you need anything, come and find me.
Will do.
Don't go far. I'm standing on this bar.
Well, you brighten it up, and I take my drinks. And...
She blushes a little bit.
From the other side of the place, here we go.
And that's why you don't have another beer.
He's got his own keg.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, just like, yes, you're winning the brooding party. You don't need to be so loud about it.
Physically.
Actually, weirdly, you also hear the horse sigh. Ignis, what you doing?
I'm gonna
falling in through the window at the brothel.
No, I'm gonna go back to where our horse and carriage are.
Okay, as you walk past down some side roads that you hadn't taken before, past a sign that says the Rotting Sausage. You continue to walk back towards the direction of the gates. You start to see some of the less polished parts of the city. You start to walk down roads, and there's maybe some sort of cloaked figures. There's people in the streets. There's people asking for money as you sort of drift off into the sort of side roads. Eventually coming back to the main part of the town where you've walked previously. But you get a feeling that although there's a lot of wealth in the city, there's also the flip side of that coin as well.
Right.
Eventually heading to the gates. The half orc is still there. He kind of looks you up and down as you head back to the wagon.
Yep. I'm gonna use prestidigitation to clean up the chest.
Okay.
So the chest is still there. Damn.
Yeah, nobody's gonna take the thing.
Roll me some perception.
If not, Scott can't make me have it weigh the rest of us down.
Oh, that's right. That kid that I paid was watching it, so no one touched it.
Yeah, that's right. He was
16.
As you cast it, first off, you notice some of the guards edge closer, holding their swords, walking sort of in your general direction. The other thing you notice is a small child as another wagon pulls up into this sort of holding area. He's like, "That'll be 2 gold, please, mate." To the guy who gets off. The guy kind of just pushes him out of the way and walks into the city gates. But you sense that by casting magic in and around the city, there's a slight apprehension of the guards. Once they realise that you didn't seem to do a lot other than make the steel crate more shiny, they're less inclined to continue that chain of thought. But they are certainly keeping an eye on you.
I'll tell him sorry, trying to sell the chest. Just wanted to make it look pretty, get some more out of it.
Okay, just be careful where you do that.
Will do.
Okay.
Cain's gonna be pissed at you trying to sell his chest or pour out.
What else are you doing?
Yep. What what time is it about?
It was kind of midday when you got here. A little bit later than that. You'd been talking to the lieutenant. You've all been wandering around. It's probably getting towards early evening, I would say. Sort of the time it's taking you to wander around, find your bearings, have a couple of beers in the giddy pickle, be rejected from the brothel. Yeah, probably sort of 5-6 o'clockish, I'd say. Yeah, hence the reason why some of the shops were sort of starting to close. And from you're traveling that the sun stays up for another hour or two, but it's starting to reach the end of its journey for the day, and it's starting to become sort of less bright in the sky.
Yeah, I'll walk around a bit more and try and get lay of the city, and then
you already tried that.
And then once night falls, I'm gonna go back to our wagon and ask one of the guards there if one of them can help me bring the chest to the blacksmith in the morning.
Okay, so you wander around. You sort of try and take in a bit of everything as you walk through the main sort of promenade, I guess, leading towards the city centre. As you're approaching, you see this large marble keep that you could see from the outskirts. It's towering over the city. There's another inner wall around this. As you approach, there's a number of guards sort of standing guard. They ask to see your papers to get into it. It seems like this area is the noble area, sort of where the highbrow live. Inside, right. You see in front of the keep, there's a large town square with a statue. Make a history check for me, or religion.
They are the same.
Okay. So what one are you going for?
Probably history with a 9.
Okay. You haven't necessarily seen this before. You don't know who the statue is depicting. Behind the statue, you notice embedded in the ground a large rock. The surface looks smooth. You remember from some of your history around the talk around meteorites, and it looks very much like this is the meteorite that struck Israel, where crippling the city before it's been rebuilt. Hence the reason why so much of it is pristine, because you get the feeling that it's been rebuilt over a number of years and in the manner that the city council wanted. As you walk around a little bit more, you see a number of shops. You see armor smiths, you see weaponsmiths, you see tailor. It's just a number of all the sort of shops that you could want. Some of them still open, some of them closing. You walk past the Black Beholder, which, as you walk past, there's a man come flying out of the door, goes running back in, swinging his fist. You walk past the Fermenting Barrel, which is one of the other pubs that they told you about. There's a large stone, looks like a very old stone building attached to what is a fairly new stone building beside it. Looks quite busy, looks quite lively. There's music playing. Again, the beer is brewing in there as well. And eventually you sort of make your way back around. A couple of hours passed as the sun is setting, as you make your way towards the guards. You approach, there's no sign of the half orc. As you get there, there's just a collection of other guards there. You walk up to the first one you see and ask him if he can help you move the chest. He's like,
well, I mean, in the morning.
He's like, well, I won't be on duty in the morning, mate.
Yeah.
You'll have to ask. I mean, it's not really our job, really. I'm sure you can find someone for a couple of gold or can help you move it.
All right, sure. Maybe I think that that half orc guard would help me out for a few gold.
Horgob.
Half orc.
Yeah, Horgob.
Yeah.
The he'll be around. He'll probably do it for you. He's not all there, you see.
Right. All right. Sure. Thanks for the
All
help,
right.
you guys. Have a good night. Thanks for keeping the city safe.
Enjoy your stay and be safe.
All right.
Anything happening with you guys in the bar? There's it's getting a bit livelier. There starts to be some music playing.
Yes,
nice.
my chest senses are tingling, and I go and castrate Ignis. No, but I am starting to wonder where he's been because it's been a while.
Okay.
I do mention to the other two that Jalissa, with the bartender, mentioned she might have work for us.
Okay.
And our bard, of course, goes to bed for the night.
Yeah, she heard music from someone else. She's like, I'm done.
They weren't as good as me, and I got offended because I'd had a singular ale, and then I went to bed.
I bought you a second one. You've had two.
Oh, okay, I've had two. That's why I'm pissed off that they're not as good as I am. Sounds like bad karaoke to me. So
Good night, Kala.
Bard goes to bed, so I can go to bed.
I think we're pretty much done for the day anyway. I guess you guys are gonna drink and you can carry on chatting if need be. Kala, before you go, you can level up to level 3.
Woohoo!
Woo!
And we will. You lot can't, just Kala.
That's
yes.
we'll
I only killed 2 of the 3.
One
spiders.
level closer to OP Bard.
Thanks, Kala.
Thanks, Kala.
Thank you for the game. See you guys later.
Later, Kala.
Later. Have a good night.
Is there anything else you guys want to do now? Ignis, looking a little dejected. Actually, make a performance check for me, Ignis. And you two make perception.
I mean, I'm not even back in the room. I'm staying in the carriage.
You're staying in the car.
Yeah.
Which is why we're starting to get, again, suspicious that he's not here.
Then what are you guys
Suspicious,
doing?
more like there could be something wrong.
Or exactly, quote unquote, where I am.
I mean, in real life, I know where you are, but my character doesn't, so it's...
Well, I mean, your character knows where I am.
Yeah, but you've been gone
my
for a
character
while.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, my character has no idea. You didn't pay attention.
Okay. Are you guys doing anything, or are you hanging around, heading to bed, talking to any of the locals? What are you doing?
Well, I mentioned at 25, he's been gone a while.
He's probably just enjoying himself. Carousing, as it were.
I don't know this city. I don't know the people here. And I've noticed that we haven't really seen any other incubi to match the amalgamation of people here. So I don't necessarily know how safe he would be in these streets.
Are you worried?
That
No.
being said, Cain, you've noticed a few looks towards you as you've wandered around. You're not horrendous looks, but certainly people are a little surprised to see
I'm effing gorgeous.
A race that they don't necessarily see very often. And Ignis, you probably sense the same as well. Although there is a lot of races in here.
Yeah.
The exotic races are always like ooh.
Yeah.
Unless in seasons and stuff, then people can sometimes be a little concerned.
There's not the reason you haven't seen them is probably more that you're just not very common.
Yeah.
In this world, let alone in most of the stories are passed on from generation to generation, or written in history books, and people can go their whole lives without seeing an incubi or some of the other races that are closer to the gods than others.
But yes, if he's in trouble, that could be another excuse for me to try and make some more coin for armor.
What do you want to do?
Well, shall we go find him?
I suppose so.
We'll follow you.
Okay, I search for him diligently.
Okay, where are you going?
Wherever the die takes me.
Okay, roll a d12.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Do I add anything else to it, or
no? Just that, just to give us a direction, really.
I don't know if I use survival to try and track him.
You can do that as well if you want. Although he hasn't actually been here. You'd have to go to the last place you saw him, which was pretty much the city gates.
I thought you said he walked past it.
Yeah, but we were inside.
You were inside. You didn't see.
Well, that's how tracking works. You're not supposed to see him, otherwise you need to track him. But okay.
So you want to track his footprints on a concrete path. His scent.
I don't know, or his feet like
in a busy city.
Yeah, but if he has like weird claws and some weird tail things.
Roll me. Was your 5 a tracking thing?
Sure. Yeah.
You don't track him. You have no idea where he is. I mean, you follow some footprints. You don't know if they're his or not. You just start following.
No, I didn't know if we added survival to the 12 you had me roll.
You can
20.
do.
Just be +2.
Okay.
6.
You don't spot anything that looks Ignis related. There's no obvious signs that he's been here or is in and around here. As you wander off into the sort of city, trying to do your best to think where might he be, the only places that he's been is at the city gates. That was the last time you saw him. You head off, not the way you came. You head off slightly to the east of that, so you're sort of heading towards you're relatively close to the wall in this part of the town, so you're heading towards the wall and sort of wandering around. You spot the same thing as Ignis. As you start to head off the beaten track, you start to see some of the darker sides of the city. You see a few people sleeping in the streets or sort of looking like they're about to. A couple of people rummaging through crates and stuff outside, not big silver ones, just to see if there's any kind of any food. There's a couple of people ask you for money as you walk around. Not all happening instantly, but as you're walking through the city, there's some of the houses look a bit bedraggled and sort of just worn and tired, and some of them are missing windows and a bit boarded up, but you can still see there's people inside them. It's just it's sort of,
well, he wouldn't be out there. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so once you head out of there, you sort of, as you loop back round, you head towards, and you turn out back by the barracks. Sort of as you walk back round, you sort of appear beside the barracks, back by the town gates.
I just kind of ask people if they've seen an Incubus.
I never got to see them in concert.
You're missing out, man.
Devil. I did.
Did you?
I went to the American football they had at Wembley, and they were playing their one song that they've ever played.
Nice.
You walk up to one of the guards. He's like, "A what?"
Demonic fiend.
He backs away a little bit. He's like, "In Israel."
Correct. Wings, tail. Tries to have sex with anything that moves.
No, I'd know if one of those came in. I ain't seen one enter at all.
All right. He hasn't been here.
Seems like it.
Okay.
He's a dragon.
Yeah.
No, okay.
What else are you doing? Still wandering around, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've got to find Ignis.
Okay.
Like I said, this could be an opportunity for armor, basically. That, or
are you offering anything to this redemption? 25? Or are you sort of just following in tow, or?
I'm kind of just following. I mean, I could suggest that he would probably head to a house of ill repute, but I mean, I don't know where those are in this town.
So you recall that the lieutenant mentioned Jardana's House of Pleasure.
Right, but I tuned out the directions because I wasn't interested in going.
Okay.
But I do mention that.
Oh, I must have tuned that part out because I wasn't interested in listening at all.
The bit that he just said, or the bit
yes,
the lieutenant said?
The lieutenant.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I listened to 25 because, like I said, this is the thing actually mainly that my mind would be focusing on is Holy Retribution, but there's a much lesser, there's a much lesser chance of that. So the armor's a good secondary, something to at least, not get me my, skull bashed in by a spider with boxing gloves on.
What are you doing? You still just wandering around, or?
Yeah, I'm just blindly wandering around. I've got nothing to work off of, so there's no way I could like know where he is.
Okay, roll me another survival.
You want to roll a d12 again?
Yeah, no, d20.
Oh, oops. d20.
Still nothing.
Man, really
there's a lot of people who pass through this part of town every day. It's still quite busy actually as you're wandering around.
It's weird all the weird looks he gets that nobody seems to recognize him.
Are you asking people?
Well, yeah, I mean that's.
You asked one person.
Oh no, I was going to ask around.
Oh, okay. So you walk around. You ask if they've seen an Incubus, and some of them are a similar sort of reaction. They're like not really 100% sure as to what one looks like. As you ask someone about the House of Pleasure, they kind of give you some directions as to where to walk.
I keep tabs on the people that know where that is because I know to stay away from them.
Some of them, interestingly, sort of as you are, some of them they look quite noble in terms of their attire. They're clearly giving the appearance of being well off. As you walk up to the directions they've given you, you reach this regal building, red brick, wrought iron fence that is firmly attached to the ground. There's a large burly man outside on the door, arms folded.
Have you seen an Incubus?
Little fella.
Sure.
Wings, yeah?
Yeah, that would be him.
He came in here, yeah.
Any idea where he might have went?
He wasn't here very long. He headed back off the way you've just come from.
I look back at 25 with him saying that he's not here.
Maybe 3 or 4 hours ago, maybe a little bit longer.
Well, we know he wasn't sated because that's not going to happen. So maybe he ran out of money and is looking for a way to make more money. Perhaps.
How could he possibly make any money? we don't have that now, but
we do have something to sell back at the cart.
Ignis wouldn't betray my trust like that.
You're right. Why would he ever do that?
That'd be ridiculous. In fact, so ridiculous we shouldn't even check there. Let's check everywhere else in the town first.
Yeah.
Okay, at this point, it's night. It's essentially, it's maybe after a couple of hours or an hour or so of walking around the large city. It's maybe 10, 11 o'clock, getting to that sort of time. You walk into the similar sort of areas that Ignis went. You walk past the large inner wall, seeing the same things that he saw.
So if we get back to the tavern, we'll see old like Galvin there, because he might have seen him. As much as I'd hate to talk to him,
he was certainly there when you left.
Yeah.
To know what I guess we head back. Well, I'll head back to the tavern. Is that where we're going? Okay. And I'll head to the bar and ask. Is it Jalinda? What was her name?
Jacinda is the barmaid. Jardana is the House of Pleasure.
All right, so
you won't write this down, so I'll have to remember it next week.
No, not at all. So I'll go up to Jacinda and ask if she's seen. Give her a rough description of Kyle and ask if she's seen him.
No, love, I haven't seen anyone like that. I'd recognize someone like that. I thought someone
talk to my favorite blacksmith if he's still there.
I thought someone who looked like that came in, but didn't.
Well, I appreciate it, Tom.
Actually, I guess my second favorite blacksmith. My favorite blacksmith is in the last town.
So. Of course. And what was his name, Jordan?
Oh, I don't even get to remember the town.
Ardington. I can't remember the name of the blacksmith. Okay, so you walk up to Galvan.
Yeah.
He's been there since you saw him walk in. He's been on the beer quite a lot. You get the feeling he's a large man, big muscles from working on the anvil and that all day. He's looking a bit. So
he has a high tolerance. Perfect.
He's looking a little worse for wear actually as you approach. He looks up at you. He's like, "Oh, all right."
Yes. Have you seen an Incubus?
In
Small
here?
creature, wings, possible tail.
In here.
Before maybe that or even before you've got here. Yes.
He thinks back. He's like, yeah, I saw little winged fella come in, trying to flog me a chest.
From across the room. Ah.
Thank you. And then
You
of course I go to my chest.
You're right. You look like you've seen a ghost.
I look like I've been humped by a ghost, and as I leave to go to my chest.
He kind of looks at you and just downs the rest of his beer, and then puts his hand up towards Jacinta at the bar.
Yeah.
You guys are heading back, are you?
I'm not. I'm gonna stay seated at the bar.
Okay. You sit down. She's like, "Can I get you anything?"
Actually, I'm out of money for now. I just wanted to ask if what time you get off, or if you get off. Who knows? I don't know.
You can't ask a lady that.
She giggles. She blushes. She blushes again. She's like, "Oh, I live here. I'll be here all night. We don't close till, the early hours of the morning."
Fair enough. Well,
why's that?
You know where I'm staying, and kind of give her a wink and head up to my room.
Again, at this point, she's like bright red. She's giggling.
A drow and a gnome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
What an interesting combination.
What are you doing, Cain?
I'm on my way to check on my chest.
Okay. So you wander back. You take the quicker route this time through the main streets. You get back to the get back to the town.
Yeah, I get on a skateboard, hold on to the back of a truck, and I ride there.
Within sequends, you tag a little bit on the way.
El Barto.
There's still quite a lot of guards here. You get the feeling that there's always quite a lot of guards on the city gates in and around city. As you've been walking around, you've been noticing sort of pairs of guards walking around, fully armored, just sort of patrolling the streets. You didn't notice any
relationships.
You didn't notice any in the darker streets that you walk down in the the slightly dirtier areas. They kept mainly to the main areas. As you get there, you approach the tavern. Sorry, approach the wagon.
Okay.
You just walking up to it? Are you?
Yeah, making sure my chest is there, because as far as I know, it might not be.
As you approach it, you see your chest poking over the top of the side of the wagon.
It's a lot shinier than it was.
Roll me some perception.
Yeah, so I don't know that yet, though.
Yeah.
No, I might.
It's a lot shinier than you seem to remember. But as you look up, the moon is bright. You wonder if it's just the reflection of the moon shining off it from this sort of distance.
Yeah, it's a total of 21 perception.
Okay, it's a lot. You still think it's a lot shinier than you thought?
Oh yeah, I was clarifying for any audio or anything listener.
Oh, okay. What are you doing?
I don't know. Do I see anything else with my 21 perception?
From the angle you're looking at, you just see the top of the chest over the top of the wagon.
All right, I crawl in to make sure. Well, first I'm checking my chest and see what's up with it, because this could be a trick if it's shinier. It could be an illusion.
I mean, I'm sleeping there right on the cart.
Roll me, roll me some stealth.
I'm not even going for stealth. I'm just crawling right up.
So as you approach it, you see sticking out the back of the wagon some feet, and then you see some legs leading up to a figure that's lying in your wagon, wings wrapped around him, snoring next to this shiny, really shiny silver
Spooning
gem.
it.
I use Divine Smite and I hit him with my axe. Not really. I don't do that, but
you can almost.
Pretty sure that would kill me.
You can almost think this is silver.
I think that would outright kill me if you rolled high enough, because Divine Smite would do double damage to me.
Yeah, exactly. Got my radiant weapon.
Yeah. Radiant and Holy. I think something else will do double.
Yeah, I kind of, I shake him awake.
What? Huh?
Hey, Ignis, what are you doing?
Sleeping.
Why didn't you come back to the tavern with the rest of us?
Got lost, ended up here. This was familiar.
Oh, that was real polite of you to clean up my chest.
Yeah, I had great experience at the pleasure house. Was feeling generous. I know you've been yeah,
That's
you've been
weird. They told me you were in there and left pretty quickly.
Nah.
I was also given an anonymous tip that you were trying to sell my chest.
Ignis, roll a deception. Cain, roll some.
Really? I think even if he was telling the truth
Insight.
at this point, I wouldn't believe him.
Insight, I guess. Okay.
I rolled a 19.
You think he's being quite honest with you as far as you can tell. He
Why
had
am I
a nice
retarded?
time. He had a nice time at the House
Yeah.
of Pleasure.
I noticed you've been having difficulty with the blacksmiths in the area. Well, areas that we've been to, so I thought, spiffy up the chest a bit, see if I can sell it, try to get you some money to buy you some nicer armor.
Yeah?
Yep.
It'd have been nice if you would have ran that by me first.
Yeah, well, got lost trying to find the place. Don't think I actually caught the name of the tavern we were staying at, so ended up here.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do a deceit for this one or not, because I think, like I said, even if he was telling the truth, I don't think I'm buying it.
It's up to you. If you're not going to believe him, there's no point.
No, yeah, I'm definitely not believing him.
And all of a sudden, I'm not the most hated one in the group. No, that'll never happen.
That's harsh on Carla.
I know. If he sells the chest, we won't have a way to transport her.
Are you doing anything else,
Yeah.
or is what's happening between you two?
Well, I mean, now I know if my chest disappears, it was Ignis's doing.
I climb into the wagon and spoon him.
No, I mean, I warned him not to sell my chest.
Okay.
And I tell him he can just sell the horse. And then I go and,
Okay.
I tell the guards if they see him leaving with it, he stole it.
The horse size.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You heading
So
back
do you
to
want to end the session, or?
you heading back to the tavern?
I mean, yeah, because now if it's gone, I've got a radiant attack.
Okay. You're heading off to your room, I take it, after flirting with the barmaid a little bit more.
Oh yeah, I headed straight up there.
Okay.
He's waiting by the door, all antsy like.
Ignis, you sleeping in the wagon a bit more?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay there. I was comfortable, so.
Okay. Okay.
And I
Well, in
hit
that
back.
case, I think we'll leave it there.
Nice.
Well, the question becomes:
Sounds
do I
good.
have a good night's rest or a great night's rest?
Your hand gets tired if that's what you're asking.
Fair enough.
Can make him roll a performance.
Roll for penetration.
Mm-hmm.
But then Scott has to act it out.
No,
Nah.
no, we don't have to do that
You
at
have
all.
to be 25. I thought you
No.
would. See?
Roll.
You sure seemed
Roll
excited
me
about
a
it before.
persuasion.
Oh, right.
Oh, we gotta do a persuasion first.
This is to see if it works on Scott.
18.
Now roll intimidation. No.
You although she doesn't necessarily give you any signs that anything's going to happen, you get the feeling that weirdly this odd attraction is there for her. You get the feeling she's flirty with everybody, and maybe that's maybe that's
Part of the
confused with
job.
just being overly friendly and trying to make sure everyone is enjoying their evening. But she there's something there.
Woohoo!
gosh, the
music, music of love in the air.
And a 1970s porn scene like that. Between a
Suddenly
drow
a
and
warlock
gnome.
appears in the room with you. He's like, oh, excellent. He starts writing notes.
I don't know, what would be better, music or vibrations?
Music, I'm guessing, although we haven't had a performance check, but we're not going to go down that road.
No,
He
no,
sings
we're
in
not.
the arms of an angel. And I
You
walk
guys-
in curiously.
You guys head to bed.
Yep.
And we'll pick it up next time. Early in the morning. You are all now level 3 as well.
Hooray!
Yay.
Until
Woo.
next time, everybody.
Congrats.
Later. Thank you, Scott. Thank you
My
for the great
pleasure.
session.
Thanks. Good
Bye,
job.
everybody. Check out these guys' channels. We've got Jordan, TrueFriendsGaming,
Hey, that's me.
Kyle from ChibiKy Plays and TrueFriendsGaming,
Yep.
and 25 Player2InsertCoin. That's Jesse.
Bye, guys.
KalathraGames was Kala.
And Carla,
Yeah.
KalathraGames.
And check out ScottDogGaming.
Yeah,
Definitely.
please do.
RDM.
You'll find all the links in the description below, and we'll be back next week.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.